Morning, how are you today? Morning, Megan, you're there nice and early. Mandy, hello to you too. Who else have we got? We have Gillian, Jane and Beverly and Linda. Hello to everybody. Hello Janet. We're going to make a reading cushion today. It's actually really quick. There will be a video going on YouTube at 12:30, so I shouldn't be overlapping like I did on Wednesday. So if you don't like the chat, then you can come back and have a look at that later on. It's a double pocket one as well, because we like to do things a little bit different to what's been done before, don't we? Morning Sharon, morning Colette and Shelley and Angela and Anne. Hello to you. Hello Denise and Jules and Helen's in Australia. Elaine, hello. Brenda's in Kentucky. Aren't we all over the place? Hello Sue. What's your weather like today? What's it like in Australia? Middle of summer over there, I'm thinking. Hi Marita from Germany, and Lisa's in Paphos, and oh hi Sue, hi Susan, and oh Marita, oh Marita in Germany. Oh, hello, hi Karen. Windy in Staffordshire. It's not. I'm good, thanks, Andrea. It's not too. It's lovely and sunny actually, but it's freezing today. We've got Kim and Vienna up, and we're going foraging in the woods when I'm done here. So that's going to be nice. She's got a list of things she needs to collect, like acorns and oak leaves and a mushroom and I can't remember, pebbles, sheep, so, whatever. Hello Sarah. Hello Sue, making hearts for the grandchildren. Oh, that's nice. Windy in Land's End, said Jean. Hi Tracy. Oh, I've got some new fabrics to show you as well. We're going all Easter and spring on Debbie Shaw saying, oh morning Lisa, with a spanner. Leanne, hello to you, and Diana, morning Angela. Cold one today, says Geraldine. I've been out without my coat on. It's not too warm outside, is it? Although it looks it, does here anyway. Blowing a hoolie in North Wales. Look at that clock, 5 minutes late now, honestly. Morning Diana in Edinburgh. So we've got some back in stocks, and we've got something I haven't shown you before, but we've got newness on tech websites. So let me show you these. Now I know you've seen Simplicity fabrics before. We've only managed to get a couple back in stock, but when we brought you these last time, we sold out before I got a chance to show you. So we do have more. I think all of the fat quarters have gone, but we do have some of the actual fabrics, which are these. Let me just clear my mess out of the way. And they're beautiful. Oh, look, a bit dark over there, don't I? Oh, we're a little bit dark. Never mind, you get the idea. So we do have two prints. I've only got one with me here though, but if you have a look on the website, it should still be under, I think it's under new still. Oh, Andrea, yeah, we do all kinds of shades of pink these days, Andrea. We've even got some grey. I know. It's whatever we can get hold of that's recyclable or made from recycled plastics is the idea with our packaging. Morning, Karen. Tia's not with us today. Oh, okay. Waiting for 2 granddaughters to have a sleepover. How lovely. So yeah, and do remember your 10% discount if you're a club member. We've got any new club members, by the way. Got anybody new here that hasn't joined us on a Saturday morning before? Come and say hello. Hello Jackie in Sussex. Hello Mandy and Sue. We're really good, thank you. So anyway, so this is this one. We do have a few teal, or a couple of teal fabrics on the website as well, which go really well. But I've got some brand new pre-cut half-metre fabrics. They're only £3.50 and they're 140 centimetres wide, so they're extra wide. So if you're looking for something to match with something, I think actually the burnt orange goes really well because it picks up on the hair colour, and actually the mint goes really well as well. And we do have, this isn't a pre-cut, but we do have a really nice deep navy in the plains too. We've got loads of plain fabrics on the website. I don't know if you've seen those before, if you have a look, but these are brand new colours for you. So I just thought we'd have a play and mix and match, because I know I said before, but I don't know about you, but very rarely would I buy a patterned fabric without a plain to go with it, depending on what I'm making of course. But if I'm using this fabric, I might make a blouse, but I'd like a contrast collar or the top of the pockets, or the cuffs maybe. If I'm making a bag, I'm going to need a lining. So it's nice to have, I think, a plain to go with a bromyard. Hello, Eileen. A plain to go with the pattern. That's my thinking anyway. Always do that. Right. I did promise you Easter. Look at this. I know, little Easter bunnies. This again, 140 wide. You've got an extra width on this one. And if you're thinking about mixing and matching, what about going for a lilac? Because it picks up on the colour of the egg perfectly. Actually, the purple would go really well as well, because we've got purple in here too. So if you are mixing and matching, or you could go for a tan, or you could go for a teal. You could probably even go for a dark green or a grey, to be honest. If you wanted that a little bit neutral, this is the mid grey. And again, those are pre-cut half-metre pieces. So if you're making your Easter baskets or Easter outfits or Easter hats, I think that's really quite sweet, quite cute. And lovely colours on there as well. And it's a small print. Hello, Jennifer Jones. And Deborah's in Massachusetts. Oh, now this one is my fave. You have to have a fave. And I do like a cow. And I am a cow collector. You might have noticed before. But I love the proper cows. You've got your, I don't know what they're called. The Highland Cow, and that's a Frisian. And I don't know, anybody a cow expert out there, but aren't they so sweet? And look at their big eyes. I love cows, they're gorgeous. This one, if you're mixing and matching, I'd go with the navy. We did pick a teal originally, me and Kim, when we were going through the colours, because teal goes, because some of these cows have got a teal colour in them, but I think the navy really makes it stand out. This one I'm hanging on to, because I'm going to make something out of that. It's going to be a bag. I don't know what, a crossbody bag or something like that. I just loved it when I first saw it. Oh yes, I can see myself wearing a bag with cows on it. A cow, a buffalo. I don't think they're buffaloes. I think they're all cows. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's a buffalo, isn't it? Is that a buffalo? The big horns? I don't know. A Jersey cow. Oh, those are the red ones, aren't they? Jersey cows. Amazing eyelashes. You're right, Karen. Yeah, Jilly, for cushions, that would be really nice. Yeah, Highland Cow. I must look up cows, breeds of cows. That one's for me. I must remember to take that out of stock. Chickens. We were at my sister's last night. It was actually my brother-in-law's 70th birthday yesterday, so we had a bit of a do, and I was talking to my great niece Hetty, who's 11, and she started sewing. She's been using a mum's sewing machine that has never been used ever, and she wanted to make some Easter little drawstring bags. So I'm going to set. I said to her, "Would you like ducks and chickens?" Oh yes, I love ducks and chickens. So this is going over to her, so she's going to make some little Easter bags with this one. Oh, Sheila's son was a dairy farmer. Oh, take a screenshot and ask him what the cows are. Holstein milk cows and longhorns. Is that what they're called? Cows and sheep on their way. Helene loves bears. Easter bears. This is a lovely one. Peacock feathered, proper peacock feathers. And I love the way they're kind of at a diagonal. And this one particularly, again, if you're mixing and matching, look how that goes so well with the burnt orange. Hello Matthew in Orlando. Navy goes as well. Teal would go. Teal goes with everything. A lime green. Actually, the green would be quite nice with that one, wouldn't it? A little bit more subtle. Personally, I'd go for the orange with that one. And again, proper soft peacock feathers. You know, they shed them. I used to keep peacocks years ago. I had quite a few of them, and yeah, they're most amazing animals. But the tail feathers are used for fishing flies, apparently. So beautiful. Friesland. Here's a Friesland, but he would name them. Oh, and then what happened to them? Longhorn, of course, the ones with the long horns are longhorns, aren't they? Right. Sheep. Did somebody mention sheep? We have sheep. I love these. Look at their faces. Look. Is that? Huh? Huh? What? What? Oh, what? Oh, hello. Oh, oh, what's going on? Oh, apples, carrots. Oh, ladybirds, flowers. Oh, hello. Oh, oh, hello. Sorry, I went into children's television mode then, didn't I? Again, perfect for Easter time. Nice and soft fabric, 140 wide. So if you're dressmaking, that would make a really sweet little Easter dress, wouldn't it? We haven't got any butterflies, Andrea. You and your butterflies. We've got ladybirds. They've got the same thing. They've got wings. They're bugs. Little daisies, look. Oh, and this one, maybe orange. We do have a sunshine yellow on the website. Should have brought that one as well, shouldn't I? And this kind of colour we've got in the poplin. Now, they all go with these, don't they? And then finally, is that finally? I've got a fabric that we have had on the website for a while. I keep forgetting to show you. So I thought I'd show you. And it's this one. I can't remember what all these are called, but if you go to debbieshawsewing.com and look under new, you'll find them all there. We have got quite a lot of new stuff. That again goes with the, actually that goes with the green as well. What are we doing with that green? And it'll go with teal. Yeah, with the orange and reds. That's kind of blazing, isn't it? The lambs are lovely, aren't they? Oh, I've got the iron on down here. Olive Ann likes the peacock. I love the peacock. I love peacocks. Miss them. They used to be quite tame as well. We'd have some that came up to the back door and gave us a peck. They're very vain, I have to say, but they're lovely birds anyway. Should we do some sewing? Oh yes, a knitting bag with the sheep fabric. That would be a nice idea, because it's not particularly Easter, is it? They're just sheep. Hi Mary, hi Amanda. No, I haven't got over the Hexie obsession yet, Andrew. It's going to be the main project for next month on the Half Yard Club as well. Oh, talking of which, where's my mouse? Let me just show you. We've got an early project for you. No, normally the second projects on the Half Yard Club come out on the 15th, but this one, Caroline was thinking would be rather nice for Valentine's Day if you're going somewhere posh, so that you can have a bit of a dress up. And it's a bow tie. Look at that handsome chap. Of course you don't have to make it in pink spots. You can make it in satin, you could make it in black. Ever such a simple project, and I've designed this one in 4 sizes. The only thing I didn't do is the instructions on how to actually tie the thing. Gosh, excuse me. But do have a look on YouTube, because there are some really good tutorials, videos on YouTube to how to tie a bow tie, and it's really not as difficult as you might think. And in fact, one of the picture of Tyler on the left hand side, but where it's actually tied, the knot isn't perfect in the middle. And when I was there's a video on YouTube with a couple of tailors that were showing you how to make it, and they were saying to not to have the knot too neat. That it should have a little bit of a twist in it, because then it looks as though you've tied it yourself. They said if the knot is too neat in the middle, it looks like a clip-on, and they don't approve of clip-on bow ties. Matthew, shipping to the US expensive from the UK. Depends how heavy your parcel is, how much you spend. It's about £16.50. So yes, it is quite expensive, but I suppose that's relative to how much you're actually spending. You're spending a couple of £100 and £16.50 isn't so much. If you're spending a fiver, actually spending a fiver, the postage is £6.50. When did Tyler get old and have facial hair? I know! Well, he's 26. He's very grown up. Sheila's just cut the grass. Yeah, I was thinking with the bow tie, if you've got a maybe there's a wedding or something like that where you dress all the men up fancy, you can have your bow ties to match the bridesmaids' dresses or whatever, and it does take quite a bit of fabric because it's cut on the bias, but it's in 2 pieces, so but an awful lot more affordable, methinks, than buying bow ties. Oh, Alan's making a Union Jack tie. I saw your at, Alan. It looked fantastic. He's made the beanie hat from, was that January's project on the Half Yard Club? Made it in was it Union Jack fabric? Yes, he's getting all jubilistic. Is our Alan? Lisa, was he 15? Gosh, don't we go back a long way? Hi Susan. Cheryl's practicing with her walking foot. Jennifer Jones, have a look at your message. I think she meant to say we have sun and blue sky, but she's actually put we have sin and blue sky. They're sinning in Warminster this morning. Hi Yasmin, when I get an order next month, will it get sent to my mother's in the UK and she can bring it? That's a good idea. Oh Laura, I missed that. Do I like what? Are you talking to me? No, I don't think you are. I think I love you when you have a conversation between yourselves. Anyway, we're going to make a cushion. Some rather beautiful flamingo canvas. Yes, Maxine, I didn't know that was out of stock. We do have stock of flamingo canvas. I'm sure we have. Kimberly, are you watching? Probably not, because she's making a dress at the moment. But if you got me on, Kim, can you put the flamingo canvas back in stock again? Because I know we've got that. I've seen it. Kathy loves me accent. Rosie, a bitter cold in Barnstaple. Morning, Julie. Sorry if I miss any of your. Oh, Gary had his haircut the other week. It had lockdown hair. It wasn't lockdown, but it had lockdown hair, and I did actually tell him it looked like a lady's wig. It's got quite long hair anyway, but it was particularly long. Right, Alan's making a Union Jack scarf and over mitts. Nice. You'll recognise Alan when he's out and about. He's the one dressed in the red, white and blues. Hello Lorraine. Right, so let's have a look at it. Now this is for a it's ever so easy, this is going to be really quick. A 16-inch cushion pad, but of course you can make these any size you like. I'm talking inches, so apologies if you're in centimetres, but when this goes on YouTube at 12:30, all of the cutting instructions will be in inches and in centimetres there. Who's doing the housework this morning? Yvonne! Right, naughty step for you, and you know I do forget to bring you off the naughty step, so you could be there for weeks, so it's not even worth getting the vacuum cleaner out, is it, on a Saturday morning? Yeah, Kim made it. Were you? Kim made a book cushion. I think hers had a handle on it, didn't it? And a pocket. She's taking over the sewing world, is my daughter. What's vacuuming? I don't know, Diane. I don't know. Anyway, let's get this made. I like my cushion covers to be nice and snug, so I get a nice fat cushion, personally. So I've got a 16-inch cushion pad. So they never put the filling right into the corners, do they? That's a Dunelm one. Stingy on the filling. Let's see if I can pull some out actually. So rearrange this filling a little bit. So I like to cut my. No, it was a zip one, Karen. I like to cut my fabric to the same size as the cushion pad, and I'm going to use about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, so it makes it quite tight. I like that. If you want it a little bit flatter, then maybe add an inch or 2.5 centimetres all the way around when you're cutting out your fabric. Lisa's got a cleaner. Ooh. Oh, she's ever so posh, you know, our Lisa. Very posh. So 1 square for the front, and again mine's exactly the same size, so it will be a fat one. And I'll need a plain pocket, so I don't need that at the moment. Let's do this. So this is the Dinosaur Fabric. This is another new one actually on the website. This one is going to be for Vienna, for my granddaughter, because she loves dinosaurs. and that's going to be the pocket that goes over the top. So that is the same width as the front, so 16 inches wide, but this one measures 18 inches deep, so it's a little bit longer than the front of the cushion, but that's going to be folded in half, and that's going to be the large pocket. Make as many pockets as you like. And then the smaller pocket, again, is the same width, but this one is 14 inches deep. So fold it in half and we've got a 7-inch deep pocket there. And this one's going to have a divider down the centre. Now, depending on what usage this is going to have, because I'm thinking, I said this in the video on YouTube, these aren't just for kids. This is nice if you're travelling. Have you ever taken your own cushion onto an aeroplane? I've done that because on a long haul flight, they're really not very comfortable to sleep in, so nice cushions, nice and snuggly. So this could be for you. So you could have a pocket for your magazine, and then you could have pen pockets. It may be a writing pad or a colouring book that's in there, and again you might want more pockets down here. You could add another pocket across the bottom here if you wanted to maybe put sunglasses in there or your reading glasses. So it's like a little storage hub. Even something like if you're sitting in the living room and you've got a hobby, you could put your pins in there, be careful, when you're sewing, and patterns and things like that, and then just have a little nod, because it's a cushion after all, so it's something that you can snuggle up to. Remember to take the pins out if you're doing that. Built-in charger pocket, that's a good idea, Alan. A detachable handle, that'd be, because I was thinking, Gilly, initially about doing a shoulder strap. Then I thought that's not a good idea if this is for a child to have a long strap on it when they're going to sleep, is it? But a detachable one would work really well as well. So handy to hide the TV buttons from the hubby. I've called you loads of things before as well, Lisa. I don't think I've ever called you posh. Should you know what to call you behind your back? A cup of blackcurrant and, oh nice, blackcurrant and apple tea. That sounds nice. Morning, Joni from Michigan. She loves this. Hi, Mary. You haven't missed much, Mary. Don't worry. But we're talking about you for being late, though. Anyway, on the back, I'm going to put a zip. Easy peasy way of fitting a zip. So the back has 2 pieces of fabric. Again, the same width, so 16 inches wide. Whoops, zips on the floor. Bear with me while I just pick that one up. 16 inches wide, and they're too deep actually, so they're going to be trimmed down. Let me measure those. 10 inches, don't need to be that deep, maybe 9 inches for now, because the zip's going to go in the centre there, so that's going to take up 1 inch in the middle, so these are going to be too big at the top, but I'll trim those down afterwards. Don't know what you call me, it's usually when you're drunk. So then I don't remember, do I? Haven't missed anything, Kim. We're just starting sewing. We're making a reading cushion or a book cushion. Hello, Debbie. First time she's caught alive since joining over Christmas. Morning, Manuela. So let's do the pocket first. Right. So I'm just going to put one dividing line down here. So before those are joined together, I just want to top stitch across the top of there because I think it looks nice. And I'm just making a cushion with fidgety things. That's a good idea. So just a row of top stitches to keep that crease in place. Contrasting coloured thread, decorative stitches on your sewing machine if you wanted to. You could put some trim across there, maybe a little bit of rickrack or something, would look nice. And the same across the top of the larger pocket. You could put initials on there, you can make it really personal. Maybe a little bit of a plique, or if you have an embroidery machine, you could do something fancy. Okay, morning Patricia from Devon. Oh, Rose is watching with her new pup, Lola. Oh, what you got? What pup have you got? So I'm going to fold this in half and crease it. This is ever so quick, we're going to be done really soon, you know. just to mark the centre, make sure my dinos are the right way around, and that's going to sit across there, and I'm just going to sew down the pocket. Again, if you wanted more pockets, maybe pen pockets or something, then put as many seams along there as you want to. If you're going to put a handle on there, we need to do that quite early on. I'm not going to with this one. I should have asked the young lady if she wanted one, really, shouldn't I? She loved the dinosaur fabric when I showed it her earlier, so I said to Grandma's going to make you a cushion. She's already got a superhero one. In fact, she's got loads of cushions, actually. So that's that. Trim off this. Oh, Rosina, we have Beetlejuice fabric on the website. I've not seen it anywhere else. So if is it your granddaughter? If she loves Beetlejuice, make her a cushion in Beetlejuice fabric. Hello, Joy in New Zealand. What's your weather like today? We've got 391 on Facebook. How many have we got on YouTube? Don't normally count you up. 388. Lots of us all over the place, aren't there? Well, I've lost your comments now. Where have you gone? Oh, there you are. Oh, Darren's been sewing. Hi, Karen. Who else have we got? So have we got anybody new? Oh, she's 8 weeks old and a Jack Russell cross with a Chihuahua. Oh, put a picture up if you've got one, Rose. My other half has just asked for a superhero quilt. We might have some superhero fabric left. Dinosaur's a waste water bottle. That's a nice idea. Maltese Terriers pops his head up when he hears bobbing bark. Don't know where she is today. She's been outside for it. She's been in here earlier on, actually, and then she's just disappeared. She was sulking last night because we went out and left her. We left her with Tyler, but she was such a bad mood when he got back. She was so upset. Anyway, not that we've got a spoiled dog or anything like that, you know. So there's my pockets. That's going to go on top of the outer cushion. So just take my pins out and pin that all the way through. And I'm just going to sew down the sides just to hold all of that in place. Hello, Angela, better late than never. We were talking about you as well. Where's Angela, we were saying? Oh, I bet she's doing the housework. Hello, Teresa in Michigan. Jane's in Lincolnshire too. You can probably hear me. Hello, Jane. Who else have we got? Like there's every cushion, a great grandson who's 3 next week. Oh, right. So I'm literally just stitching down the sides within the seam allowance. So this is just to hold the layers together. Don't need to go all the way around. I wouldn't hate you for. Oh, Diana, you're flirting with my son. Right, and just sew down this side as well. It frightened me to death the other night. We have, you know, these little cameras. I bought one for a baby monitor because our bedrooms are quite a long way from the living room. Our bedrooms are in the west wing and we live in the east wing. So when the kids come to stay, I bought one of those little cameras so that we can watch them and make sure they're okay when they're playing in the bedroom or when they're in bed. And, oh, I didn't sew all the way through that, did I? Silly thing. And we have it in the living room for if Bobbin is on her own. So if we don't leave her on her own for very long ever, but if we do go out and she's on her own, at least we can check that she's okay. So we've got a little camera in the living room, which my son has the app on his phone. And there he was at work the other night because he works anyway in the Philippines, and this camera was behind me facing the wall. So Tyler's at work and it's about 10 o'clock at night and I could hear the zzz, and I looked over and this camera is gradually turning towards me. Now you can speak down them, so I was waiting for him to say something, which he didn't, but he kind of moved it up and down. It's very strange having a camera looking at you when you're sitting watching TV of an evening. But so I said to him, so you spying on us last night? And he says, yeah, I just wondered what you were up to. I said, why didn't you say something? So I was in the studio. My son works for a shopping channel. He's a floor manager. So there he is on the studio floor checking up on his mother at home. I said it was just because he missed me so much. He just had to see that I was okay. Can't wait to see the pick wheel. Need the help from our four-legged partners. Oh, sorry, I'm missing out on the conversation there. We're all okay, thank you. Oh, here she is. Hey, sweetie. Hello. That's what you've been doing outside. You've had something to eat, haven't you? Have you had your dinner? Are you not staying? Oh, okay. Okay, she popped in and popped out again. Popped in, popped on, popped out. Send a photo to me. You can put photos on here, Rose. Can you put one on Facebook so we can all see it? That would be nice. Right. So we've got that. So 2 pockets here, one big one at the back. Sorry, excuse me, gosh. And just stitch down the side to hold it in place, and that is it for the front. So anything else that you wanted to add, obviously you're going to put any applique or names or initials or anything like that, you need to do that before you put the pockets together. You know, a name across there would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Kids like anything with their names on, don't they? And let's do the zip at the back. So just make sure my fabrics are the right way around. And there we go. So I'm going to put these 2 pieces right sides together. Apologies for my dog barking. Whisper's probably going to have a bark in a minute if the bobbin gets any louder. Doing any sewing for the Jubilee. No plans at the moment, Rosina. My schedule is pretty full at the moment. I couldn't find the zip. So I don't have any plans really. Maybe when is it? When is the Jubilee? When's the actual? I know it's this year, but when's the actual day? Because maybe we could do a sew along or something. Wouldn't like that with a camera. Wants to be careful what he would. Oh, sorry, wasn't talking to me. Yeah, let me know what date it is. No idea. I tell you what, we are doing next week on Wednesday. If you're around, Wednesday the 16th is, or would be actually, my mum's 100th birthday. So I know she's obviously not here anymore, but I thought we might have a little bit of a celebration. It was part of the party that we went to last night, because I said my brother-in-law was 70, he's just 30 years older than my mum, younger than my mum. So yeah, we had a little bit of a cheers to my mother last night. So, but her actual birthday is Wednesday. And I thought, because she's going to be 100, we're going to give away £100 worth of books, which have been kindly donated by Search Press. So it'll be random. Might be more, well, it's more than £100 worth, to be honest. But it's around about 10 books. So there will be 5 giveaways on YouTube and 5 giveaways on Facebook, which I can't do live because I can't, beginning of June, the Jubilee, is it? June the 19th, well, Alexa, June the 19th according to Alexa, thank you. What day is that? Alexa, what day is June the 19th? 3rd of June, says Joan. 5th of June, said Alan. Sometime in June then. Anyway, so the giveaway, Kim's got one of these apps where it's randomly picks out names from everybody here. So this is on Wednesday. All you need to do is to leave a message, just say hello or something like that. 3rd of June, and we'll pick out the winners afterwards. I can't scroll back far enough from the messages that I get coming up here to be able to do that live, so we'll be doing it afterwards. But not everybody watches live, and I want everybody to be able to take advantage of that. So that's going to be Wednesday. Definitely the 5th of June, says Sandra. We get an extra long weekend holiday for it in June, do we? We don't even get weekends at short hours, never mind extra long ones. Hi Kirsty. Anyway, So I seem to be a little bit froggy in the throat, so sorry about that. Let's have a look at this zip. So the zip's too long as usual. I want it to be maybe about 1.5 inches shorter at each end. So I'm going to chop the stoppers off the end of the zip. Don't do this if you're dressmaking. Shirley's Alexa just answered. I don't have an Alexa, but I do find it quite amusing that you can. Because I often think, I mean, if my mum and dad were still around, what they'd think of the technology now, or if they could kind of pop back for a day. My dad was a lorry driver, and when he was actually working, when he died 25 years ago. So it was before all this technology. We barely got computers 25 years ago, but we certainly didn't have sat navs, and you didn't have phones. We didn't have mobile phones, but phones with cameras on and phones with, you know, you Google Maps and say there was nothing. You had a whole bank of A to Zs and road maps and things. I wonder what he'd think if he came back now and saw the way that we lived. 2nd of June, says Mary. My mum was there. Oh, I must have told you that before. At the coronation. There's no photos of her, unfortunately, but she was, you know, the crowds and crowds of people as the carriage was going down the mall. She was there, and she was there. Everybody got all dressed up to go and see the Queen, and so many of them that were right at the front were given a box of it was about a tin, a long tin with a bar of Cadbury's Dairy Milk in it. So it's a Cadbury's Dairy Milk box with the chocolate inside it, which I've still got somewhere, with the chocolate wrapper still in it. So she ate the chocolate, and kept the box with the wrapper inside it as well. And there's buttons and things in that she used to collect. Still got that. So yeah, she's a huge royalist, was my mum. Pauline's auntie was 100 on the 18th of January. Wow. Did they still get telegrams from the Queen? My 86-year-old mum lives next door and we share a Google device so she can call us from anywhere in her house. That's the amazing thing about technology now, isn't it? How, you know, it's not just the way that we live our lives. So things like that are so useful. Anyway, let's get on with a little bit of sewing. So again, I'm cutting that down to about 1.5 inches shorter at each end. I wouldn't worry too much about measuring. You have to ask for them, do you? I don't know if I want one if I have to ask for it. I don't know if I'll get to that age anyway, you know. Debbie's dad was in the coronation parade because, oh, hang on, you've disappeared. Disappeared, Debbie. He was in the Navy. Oh, right, Debbie. Yasmin's granddad learnt to use WhatsApp video calls. My mum, she died 5 years after my dad, but she lived with us. She was quite disabled, and she wanted to write her life story. And she started kind of handwriting it, and I said, why don't you use the computer? Because we had, you know, the computers with the screen with a huge back on them when they first came out. And this is a lot quicker, and you know, you don't have to put it on paper; it can all go on the computer. And so I took her into my office, and I sat her down, and she's like looking at this keyboard, and I said, "Oh, it's just like a typewriter." And she says, "Well, I've never used a typewriter." So I thought, may as well just carry on then, writing by hand. She never did finish it. My cousin's dad is 100 today. Wow. Can't imagine. The Queen was the first monarch to celebrate a Platinum Jubilee on the 6th of February. 6th of February. Oh, okay. My gran invited the neighbours to watch the coronation on her TV. Oh, I bet she was the only one on the street. Margaret got a coronation spoon. She was born in the year of the coronation. I think we've got coronation mugs somewhere. All a little bit cracked. Anyway, so that's where my zip's going to go. I said this was going to be a quick one, didn't I? Good job. I'm doing a video YouTube at 12:30, by the way. My mum would have been 100 on the 23rd of December. I often wonder what she would have thought about technology today. She passed away in May 1967. That's nothing, is it? That's a shame. Is that when the King died? Sorry, wasn't paying attention to the rest of the conversation. Elaine's dad was placed on the left inside of the palace gate. He was in the army. Got pictures, because there's loads of video footage of it, isn't there? She became queen in February but was crowned in June. Didn't know that. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do this same. So I'm going to just mark where I want to stop sewing. So just over the end of the zip and just over the end of the zip here. So that's the same distance at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to sew up to this line with my regular stitch length, and then do a little bit of back stitch, and then do a long stitch all the way down to the next line, bit of a back stitch, and then back to normal. Because these stitches are going to be undone. Teresa says this is a cushion for all my grandchildren. It's a nice idea, isn't it? And I'm leaving a 1/2 inch seam allowance here. So normal stitch up to the line, back stitch. Go right up to, on this machine, it's number 5, and sew down to the next line. And stop, back to normal, back stitch, and up to the end. And then let's take the pins out. We don't need those now. Excuse me. And we'll just press that seam open. Grandad died 27 years ago, 63. So chauffeured with a very posh car, says Jilly. We thought his car was all singing and dancing compared to today's tech. I guess his posh car would be classed as basic now. Do you remember before cars had headrests? My first car, actually, the first car that I loved was a Ford Capri. Oh, it was oyster gold. It was very posh, but no headrest, and you didn't need to wear seatbelts, and there were no seatbelts in the back of the car. Oh,
coffee.
Nice. Yes, please.
Hurry up, gotta go. Vienna's here.
Oh, is she?
Not here.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you brought us in.
Here.
Right. Thank you. Birthday bear lost an eye. No. Oh, birthday, no. His eyes are actually on top of the nose. It looks like he's got a black fleck next to his nose. So no, he hasn't lost an eye. He's gained a fleck. A Ford lady. I was, my first ever car was a Ford Escort. Only a basic one. And then the Capri. I love that Capri. I thought I was the bee's knees in that thing. Lee's had a Capri, the camshaft knocked something awful. First car was a Vauxhall. Oh, I had a Vauxhall Viva. Oh, I've just brought the clock up on there. Was that Linda? Oh, and I bought wing mirrors to go on the bonnet. Oh, flashy. Did you have go faster flames around the wheels as well? Remember those? The bonnet, Andrew says the bonnet on a Ford Capri was too long to see at junction, so Dad wouldn't let her have one. A Morris Minor, I had a Moggy Minor, I had a convertible one. It used to leak, my feet were always in a puddle. A Mini was Jane's, the proper Minis. Never been in a Mini, not the first ones. I had one of the second ones a while ago. I had a white Vauxhall Viva, and that was when I was living at home still, and I can remember coming into the driveway, and we didn't have gates on the driveway, but there were gate posts, like concrete posts, and scraped all the way down the side of it. And my dad comes out and with a can of primer to stop it going rusty, and the primer was dark red, and he just splashed this red stripe all the way down the side of the car. And it was like that for months until I could afford to actually, we did it ourselves because we did stuff, but till we actually afford to get it done. And I can remember that later on that day, looking out into the garden, seeing my dad digging up the gate posts, so I wouldn't do it again. Triumph Spitfire. I had a Spitfire, a navy blue one. Oh, then I had a Stag, a purple Stag. That was when I first started seeing Gary, so that was, gosh, 30 odd, a long time ago. And he bought me some sunglasses, and purple sunglasses to wear. Anyway, a pillar box red capri. Oh no! Stolen off the drive and the tow rug waved as he took it, says Sharon. Oh, a mini with go faster stripes. Belinda says hello from. Hello, Belinda from. A Hillman imp. That was a mini type of thing, wasn't it? Didn't they have I used to call them wings. The lights at the back were in kind of pointy bits like that stood out. Was that Hillman imp? Yellow Spitfire. We were racy little things in those days, weren't we? Anyway, let's do some sewing. Right, so I've pressed that open. Don't want to do any sewing. It's quite nice just chatting, isn't it? Should we do some sewing? Should we just chat? Let's have a chat. A bit of a girl. I've had my moments, Lindsay, you know. I have been in Emmerdale. I didn't have a regular part, but I have appeared a couple of times. I played a policewoman. I can't remember why. And I had quite a big part in one episode as a shopkeeper. There was, what was his name? Was it Chris? Or was that his real name? There was a guy in a wheelchair, and he was dating a very young girl, and he brought her into my clothing shop to kit her out. And I assumed that, oh, that's windy, isn't it? I assumed that it was his daughter, and was rather disgusted when she sat on his knee and kissed him. Yeah, that was Emmerdale, wasn't it? Hello, Viv in Nottingham. I was in Crossroads. Yeah, both of them actually. One of my first TV appearances was in 1979 in Crossroads. I was an extra, and all I did was walk across the reception, and that was it. That was in Birmingham. And then when they did a remake of Crossroads, they filmed it in Nottingham, and I actually had a part there opposite Gary Webster, and I spent the whole episode in a towel. Oh yes, it's funny, isn't it? When I did do a bit of acting. Never had, in Brooks, yes, I did Brookside as well. I love Brookside, that was my first acting job. I did maybe 1 or 2 episodes of things. I was never like a full-time in any of the soaps or anything like that, which is quite nice. I'm not very good at learning lines. I'm better at just speaking ad hoc. That's why I like live stuff. Benny, and no, I didn't meet Benny. Chris Tate, that was it. Chris Tate and Charity. Oh. I was the DD, but it doesn't mean you couldn't. Just sold my Mini, a John Cooper Sport convertible. Oh, you should have kept that one, Chris. I am 74. What have you exchanged it for then? You've got a Porsche now. Brookside was amazing for the time. There was such a nice bunch of people. It was the same crew that did, I know, the Beehive in Heartbeat. Same crew that did Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks? Yeah, that was the Liverpool one with 4 girls and 4 guys, wasn't it? That was a funny one. I was an air hostess, and this would never happen, would it? They were all going on holiday, and one of the guys was late, so he was missing the plane. So being, you know, the true heroine that I was, you know, the steps that are on like they drive them, don't they? They don't do them anymore, do they? But they used to. And you drive the steps up to the door. We drove that thing along the runway, catching up with the aeroplane, and then they open the door and they let it. That would happen, wouldn't it, in real life? Yeah, we did that. An eco-friendly Fiesta. Oh, Chris. I'm sure you can soup it up a little bit, though. Get some of those go faster flames around the wheels. Who's that? Sorry, I'm missing. I don't have a very big window to see Facebook messages. Let me see if I can move that down. Oh, that's better. So I only can see one at a time, and they were scrolling really quickly. Hello, Julian in Altrincham. My dad used to go to Altrincham with his, who was an advanced driver teacher. Was there a centre there? I can't remember. It's a while ago. Jean's first car was a Standard 8. I don't know. It cost £56. Carol loves the dinosaur fabric. Is that a hint to get back to sewing? Let's do it then. Eve appeared on Callagher's on stage. Oh, and she dropped a ball of wool. The only thing between me and the audience was a square of knitting, hiding my modesty. Did you do that on purpose? You're flashing. My dad found a car for me. Only question, what colour? Oh, you're gone. Kate had 2 classic minis and a newer one. Oh, Helen's feeling full of cold. Oh, I hope you're getting better soon, Helen. Geraldine worked as a trolley dolly for 20 years with Linus, and that would not have happened. Oh, it did in the world. Oh gosh, it did in the world of Hollyoaks. Right, let's get this zip on. I'm going to use a glue stick rather than tacking it or pinning it, because it's just easier. So let's deliver a generous portion of glue down the side here. If you haven't used these before, it is meant for fabric. Don't go using a Pritt stick or anything on fabric, so it's not going to gunge up your sewing machine needle when you're sewing it. I'm going to open the zip a little bit. If I don't have a glue stick, I would pin and then hand tack or baste all the way around it and then take the pins out. I know it's only a kid's cushion, but I do like the zip to be perfect, or as perfect as I can get it. And I find if I'm trying to sew around pins, everything moves a little bit. So I know it's time consuming to tack it, but that's what I would do. Right, so I'm just holding the end closed. So I'm leaving. I know I've got a lump here, but I shall accommodate in a sec. I need some glue behind there. Oh, Janet's mum's 88. Lost your dad in the first lockdown. That's sad. He was 90. Oh, thanks, Janet. If she's watching over us, she'll be enjoying the attention she's getting, my mother. So I just missed a bit of glue there. That'll do. Hello, Sylvia and kissing me. Oh, lovely. Right, so let's sew around here. What I also like to do is to sew from the top side, because that's the bit that you see. So that's where I can make sure it's square if I sew from this way. So I'm going to move my needle over to the left hand side so I don't have to put my zipper foot on, and just sew all the way around. Yeah, Jennifer, I was brought up to pin and tack everything before sewing, but there weren't fabric glues in those days. You know, in the 1800s when I learned how to sew. Karen met me at Boots, at a Boots photo shoot for the baby catalogue. Did you? So the catalogue with you modelling in it, and my son was in it as a baby. Really, Karen? That was so long, because Gary was a photographer as well, so you would have met Gary. In Nottingham. Oh, post a picture. I've got one Baby Boots catalogue with me on the cover of it. It looked awful. They've had a Hillman imp. So how old's your son now? Because that was a while ago, because the one that I've got, I was modelling in it with my eldest lad in a baby carrier. Can't remember what they're called. And he'll be 41 next month. That was a long time ago. It goes like that, doesn't it? Peggy's talking to somebody else. Right. So I'm literally sewing around in a box. I used to do child styling for Baby Boots as well, which basically, I'll tell you what he did once. Gary used to do an awful lot of children's photography, so it was there was Baby Boots and Mother Care and Early Learning Centre, and he seemed to have got a name for himself as a child photographer. But he did a job for Asda's. I think it was Asda's, can't remember. And they'd had all these children lined up in a row. Sorry about the door banging, I can't actually reach it to stop it. all the kids lined up in a row, and of course when you're photographing clothes there are specific things on the outfits that they need to see. So although, you know, they were messing around and playing and supposed to look like they're having a party, they'd all got to face the same way, and so that you could actually see the garments. So he nailed one of each of their shoes to the floor, not through their feet obviously, but yeah, nailed the shoe to the floor, put the foot back in it again, so they could move around a little bit, but all facing the same way because the shoes were... I thought it was genius. Yeah, that's what he did. You can feel it, Andrea, the zip. I'm sewing from the top. I know that the teeth are right over the seam because I put them there, so I've just lined up the edge of my foot to the seam, but you can actually feel the ridge, so I know that I'm sewing in exactly the right place. And I can feel where the end of the zip is as well, so I know to stop there, go across. You can transfer the marking from the other side if that helps, and then sew back down this side again. Now I started sewing just underneath the slider for a reason, because as I'm coming up to it now, it's jolly well in the way. So again, you can feel it, but if I stitch around here, it's going to bend the stitches around. It'll be doing this. So what I'm going to do is to leave my needle in the down position and lift up my foot, and then take my quick unpick that you know I can never find because I very rarely use it. You can probably see it at home right in front of me, can't you? I only had it yesterday when I was filming this thing. Chat amongst yourselves for a minute while I try and find my unpicker. Can't find it. Oh, there we go. So it just doesn't get much use. Right, so there's my lumpy zip ball. So I'm going to unpick some of the stitches, and remember these are the longer stitches, so they should be quite easy to unpick. And then I'm going to grab hold of the slider and move it out of the way. So the zip is open as I'm sewing here, but it's nicely glued in place, and then I can carry on sewing in a straight line, so I'm not sewing over that. Across the end, and then back down this side. Hello, is it Solveig? Solveig in Norway. Hello to you too. Peggy's got literally 20 seam rippers. Actually, seam rippers are one of my favourite tools because it makes the job so much easier, doesn't it? We were saying that the other day. Who was it who called it a stitch reverser? I kind of like that. You never leave the end off your glue stick, Maureen. They do dry up really quickly. Okay, so then I can unpick the rest of the stitches over the zip, and you'll have lots of these little threads to pick off, which is quite satisfying. A lint roller would work nicely with some of these to get the bits off. Let's pull a few of those away. Okay, we'll do that later. And then you've got your perfectly fitted zip sewn in the centre with a nice neat box around the edge. Then let's take the front. Do you remember this? It seems like a year since I made the front of this. Place it over there so my zip is in the centre, and I'll have a few pins here. Rosina calls a stitch ripper the frog. Rip it, rip it. I like that one too. Hello Sandy in Swindon. Masking tape's a good one as well to get your bits off. Oh, Connie's mum would have been 97 on Wednesday the 16th. And I can trim this back again because I did cut it a little bit too big. Remember, there is a video going on YouTube at 12:30 with the first cushion that I made. So if you just joined us, or if you've missed a little bit, or if you're not taking much notice, then you can go back and watch that whenever you like. Then I'm going to sew all the way around the edge with the zip open, otherwise I won't be able to turn it the right side out very easily. Hello Kay in South Dakota. Yes, Janet. Got it. Oh, Juliet calls it a knicker picker. Juliet? Really? A sewing... Oh, it's used to a sewing reverser, that's it. I haven't used an interfacing on this fabric, Joni. I don't think it needs it on here. Will you finish the cushion by... Yes, Andrea. I'll finish the cushion in about 5 minutes. Right, so again, probably just over a 1/4 minute seam allowance. I just want to make sure I've got all of the layers in. And sew all the way around, really. So if the fabric was any finer, then an interfacing would have been quite nice. Easy stitch and ripper. Just rub the ridge top and the bits disappear. Oh, okay. Yeah, Denise, they do go blunt, just like your scissors or needles would do eventually. So, yes, I have a few to hand. What would you do with the ends that you've cut off? Helene, I send them to a lady called Fiona, who got in touch with me. I've got a bin for scrap fabrics. She got in touch with me a few months ago actually, and just asked if what I did with tiny pieces of fabric. And to be honest, I'd keep that. I don't know why, but anything smaller than that I throw it away. But she does tiny English paper piecing, then sells what she makes for, I think it's oh, if you're watching, Fee, what do you make? Is it a hospital? Can't remember. But she sells them, raises money for a charity. But she uses, you know, like 1/2-inch hexagons, so she uses tiny scraps of fabric. So I put all of the bits like this into a fabric bin, and I've got one in my studio as well. And when I get a bag full, I send them to Fee. So yeah, that's what I do with my little tiny bits. And then bigger bits I will send to Ms. Lisa Fenn, who also makes things to sell in their local charity shop to raise money for the cat charities that she works for. So nothing gets thrown away from here. Making another kid's beanie hat. Honestly, must have a word with the vicar. He's ringing his bells later and later. Laura's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Laura. 2 pink parcels. And a gift voucher. Spoilt. Don't you hate it when you're sewing away and you've got no bobbin thread? That's no problem, Lisa. I've got some more for you, actually. Alright, so you're going there, you're going there, you're going there. And then you have to go back and do it again. So, Zell keeps a jar on a table for threads and scraps, then they go into a buffet. A buffet! That's a good idea. Buffet. Probably has been on the gin. Janet's hoping to go to Indiana in July. Indiana. And spend lots of dollars in Joann's. Don't blame you. No, they're not ringing the bells, it's the clock, Sarah. It's it strikes every hour. It's just getting later and later when it strikes. But it's the church bells. It sounds the same as the church bells. Because there was a wedding a few weeks ago. We didn't I mean, the church is right opposite, but we didn't realise there was a wedding. I think we were down here, me and Kim, and we just said dong dong, and it went on and on and on. And I said to Kim, "What kind of o'clock is that? It's rung about 20 times." Oh, that wind! Oh, Sue, I'm glad you're enjoying it. chop little pieces for the birds to help when they're building. Oh, Mary, I never even thought about that. Oh, that's a nice idea. We've got Gary's doing a photo shoot. He works occasionally for the Woodland Trust. So he went out in my car the other day for a meeting. When he came back, he said, "Oh, before you go out, we've got spades on the passenger seat." But there's a birdhouse. I'm doing that because you hang it up. It's not a birdhouse; it's a birdhouse. And we've got so many birds in the garden, so it's right outside the kitchen window, all there waiting for Blackjack, who's our pet blackbird. I don't think it's the same blackbird, but we call them all Blackjack. And with food on there, just waiting for a photo opportunity. But we've got loads of birds. We've got thrushes and loads of sparrows and blue tits and wrens and pigeons and occasionally a kite. We did have, so I'm just turning this the right side out. Yeah, we did have a heron, so net over the pond now. I could watch you all day. Thank you, Debbie. Is the door open with the wind? It's not cold. No, I have to have the door open because otherwise, if Bobby wants to come in, she'll just scratch and scratch and scratch until I have to de-mic myself and go and let her in. But it's actually it's propped open with what did we call them? I went through a phase of intending to keep fit, and I bought one of those. It's a kettle something. It's a really heavy round weight with the handle on the top. I'm sure it's called a kettle something, and that's what it's used for. Yeah, so I never did do the keep fit thing. It props the door open, but yeah, it's just banging against it. Is it Solveig? Have I got your name right? Uses the scraps of stuffing in dog pillows and gives them to the shelter. That's a nice idea. A kettlebell, that's it. Kettlebell, kettlebell, something like that. Yeah. It's a little bit like the, mind you, that is used now. The exercise bike I bought Gary for his birthday last year. It hurt his leg, and he was told he got to cycle to exercise it, and he's not going out on a bike. And that was a clothes horse for a long time before Tyler used it. He's got it in his bedroom. Kettlebell, that's it. Oh, what's that? Jean. When my dogs are casting badly, the birds benefit from their loose hair. I groom them in the garden and scrunch it out. I love to watch them later collecting. Oh, that's a nice idea as well. Oh, Geraldine says, what a lovely Saturday. Debbie in the morning and rugby all afternoon. That's not me doing rugby all afternoon, by the way. Doing rugby. Playing rugby, by the way. I did play football. When I was younger, I was in a five-a-side team. Sarah does the same with her kettlebell. Half-inch hexes on Christmas cards. That's a nice idea. I'll just switch my iron off because I don't think we need to iron that. We could save a fortune just filling the kettle with water. It might slosh around a bit though, to be honest. I'm done with that. Move those out of the way. So that's the front. One big pocket, two smaller pockets. Zip back. Oh, I love picking these off. Don't you love picking? Just picking things. I love my picker. And then this goes inside. So again, I have tried to kind of pull out some of the filler into the corners. See, that's empty. Oh, I don't know. But I'm not a fan of feather pillows, so that's okay. Right. So you might find it easier to fold this in half before you force it in. And I did give you, I've probably told you before, a bit of a tip for making cushions as well. Which I say on the video, if you find that your cushion pad is really fat, you know, this one's quite fat, but I like it like that. But if it's really fat, then instead of going for a smaller size of pillow, in which case you probably find you've got a gap around the edge, you can actually make a little hole in this, take out some of the filler, and then stitch the hole back up again. So you've got the same size of cushion pad, but it's just a little bit flatter. Don't do that with a feather pillow. You'll be wearing them forever. A pillowcase of our Malamite's wool, really, ready to get into the spinner so I can knit a scarf. That's a nice idea. Is it soft then, their fur? That's all right, Christine. That's not a problem. Cold coffee. Not quite, but thanks for the reminder. There we go. And also with these, and I did that in the video as well, if you do have ends that are a little bit empty, no harm at all in just taking a little bit of toy filler and stuffing it in there to make it a nice shape. But do remember that it's there if you're going to take the cover off to wash it. Only needs that one corner actually. Just squish that around a bit, close that over. A wall hanging, that's a good idea. So instead of a cushion, it could make a wall hanging with a hanger at the top for fitting. There'd be a few more pockets on it as well. That's a loose thread there, I don't like the threads. And that's done. So plenty of room in there for your magazines, for your books, for your writing implements, for your glasses, for your suntan lotion, whatever it is that you're taking to bed with you. You wouldn't take suntan lotion. I'm thinking if you're having a nap on the beach, wear factor 50 of course. A double, oh do they have a double coat and the wool underneath is so warm. All right. Okay, can't wait to get sewn again. Waiting for a new machine, says Anne. Nice. Just what I needed for a granddaughter's birthday. Yeah, this is going to go straight to my granddaughter now. The Dino Fabric's lovely. I absolutely agree with you, Leslie. Feathers belong on birds. Thanks, Christine. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, I'm going foraging in the woods now with my granddaughter. I said she's got a long list of things that she needs to be collecting. So we're going to go and do that, which would be quite nice in the wind with our wellies on and my beanie hat. I shall see you again on Wednesday. So I thought Bobbin was coming in at 4 o'clock. I don't know what we're doing, but we do something, obviously. So just do that. So thank you, Mary. Bye to you too. What kind of fabric would be good to make a cushion? Carnage, anything. This is just a quilting cotton. Poplin would be a nice one. That's nice and smooth. You can make one with canvas. Really doesn't matter, as long as it doesn't have stretch in it. Really, I would say. So denim, anything you like. Hi, Janet. Had to find poppy seeds and grapefruit for a cake. I was looking forward to my fabric. Oh, lovely. Right, I shall see you on Wednesday, Olive. Thank you. No problem, Jenny. Thank you for joining me today. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, no matter what you're up to and where you are. And I shall see you again if you're around on Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.